Hello crafters and welcome to this week's From Picture to Page and Beyond Papercraft Show update. Now I'm Michelle Brown, Creative Director from Picture to Page, which is our scrapbooking, mixed media art, papercraft, planning and generally crafting community. And I'm so excited to be here with you this week because it's show week. So we are so looking forward to the Geelong show. So that is what this session is all about. So of course we'll have a dash of inspiration, which is about craft shows. We're going to have all the latest news for Geelong as well as all the updates on who's doing what classes and make and takes. And we've got an update, of course, from the Papercraft Posse. So whether you're watching here live or a replay, jump in the comments and say hello, just like Denise and Diana and Jackie have done. It's so lovely to have you all join us and we will jump right in. So this week's Dash of Inspiration, if you've been feeling a bit run down, especially in the Southern Hemisphere because we're stuck in the middle of winter and it's been so cold, get yourself out, get your layers on and head down to a craft show because it is an amazing place to get a whole heap of inspiration. Now, for those of you that haven't been to a craft show before, or maybe have, but it's been a while, it's been 3 years since we've been in Geelong, Wendy and I did a video last year about tips and tricks for heading to the craft show. So I will make sure I post a link near this video and you can go over and watch it after we've finished here. But a couple of hints and tips is always make sure you have a review of what you've got in your stash before you head out. I'm sure I'm not the only one who found a gorgeous shade of green ink, bought it, took it home and realised that I loved it so much that I then had to. So make sure you do a bit of a review of what you've got. Really think about what else you might need that complements what you're doing. So how does it kind of all fit together? And sometimes we get so carried away at the show because we see all the sparkly things and the new things and we can get a little bit distracted. So it is good to have a think about it before you get there. Now, of course, review your to-do list. So those of you on our email will get your to-do list and update tomorrow afternoon. And you can just make notes on who's doing classes, which ones you want to have a look at, what you need to buy, all of that stuff. You can have it all organised. So when you get to the show, you don't need to get overwhelmed and panic because I'm sure all of us have been to a show. And not only have we bought two of the same thing, we've also managed to leave without the one thing that we went to the show for. It just gets so exciting. And then finally, I'd like to encourage you when you do head to the show. And like I said, there's a whole heap of hints and tips that Wendy and I put together. But one thing I'd like to suggest is that you just give yourself some time to wander and look. Maybe have a look at something you mightn't have seen before or something that's a bit unusual because you never know what you're going to find at the show. We have such a fantastic and diverse range of retailers that there might be things that you haven't seen before and at first thought you might think, oh, that's not going to fit into what I do. But maybe look at it and see what you can take from it. Is it perhaps the colours that are being used or perhaps it's a technique that you could translate from what they're showing you into some other way? And of course, that's what we love about Papercrafts because we can take our card making or our art journaling or our scrapbooking skills and take them into a mixed media canvas or into a planner or, into a junk journal. There's so many different options. So they're my tips for heading to a craft show. Make sure you have a bit of an idea of what you've got and what you're looking for. Have a bit of a to-do list, look at the plan that comes out in tomorrow's email list, and then allow yourself some time and just have a look and absorb what's going on around you. Watch the demonstrations, watch the classes and the make and takes, and see how things might fit in with what you're doing. So as I mentioned, the Geelong show is this week. It's the 23rd and 24th of July. We are heading back to Geelong after a very big absence, a 3-year break, to the Vines Road Community Centre. Now, tickets are on sale on the website, and of course, they're available at the door as well. Both cash and EFTPOS is available. Now, we are strongly recommending that you bring along a mask as well. Now, we know that the government has not mandated that at this point, but there are very strong recommendations. So we would really like to encourage you to bring a mask and wear it if we're getting a little bit tired or while we're indoors. And of course, if you're unwell, please stay home. Now, if you have bought your ticket before the show and you are unwell, all you need to do is email me in the week after the show and I will issue a full refund. So please don't feel like you have to make the effort and be there if you're not well, because we would all really appreciate you keeping your germs to yourself and staying home. So what's going on? Who's going to be there? I'm so glad you asked. Now, since I was here last time, I think it was since, all the weeks starting to run together, we've got a new retailer as well. So now we've got 18 retailers coming along to the Geelong show. So first off, here's the ones that are doing classes. Now, the Victorian Parchment Retreats, those ladies are offering classes with 2 different cards, bookings at the stand. Now, the Peninsula Papercraft Boutique are offering a range of cards. There's 3 different ones to choose from, bookings at the stand as well. Craft Zone are running classes on the Saturday. They're doing a hexagon card, and bookings are with Mary or at the show. Now, Stamping Up and Fiona's crew are doing a whole heap of different card classes. So, of course, head over to the website for all the details. They'll be running different classes on the Saturday and the Sunday, bookings at the stand. And Eclectic Images tell me they're doing a class, but details are still to come. So stand by there. So then we have our make and takes as well. So if you haven't been to a show before, the difference between a class and a make and take is that a class has a small fee attached, whereas a make and take is a free project. It's often a slightly smaller project and then gives you a chance to sample some things before you deep dive in. So we've got 2 free make and takes on offer. We've got the Country Women's Association Geelong branch offering 2 different cards, an iris fold and a stitched card. And I will be over at the Mixed Media Art stand doing a free make and take, which is a mixed media card, and you can reserve your places at the show. So like I said, no fee, but it gives you a chance to sign up and help organise your day. So then, of course, we've got the demonstrations. So we've got Close to My Heart with Sue's team doing some demos. We've got Creative Memories with Ray and Megan doing some demonstrations. Hillary with the Azza team. I'll have my assistant at Mixed Media Art doing some art journaling demonstrations, and we'll have Craft Zone doing some demonstrations on Sunday, and there may be more that I just don't know about yet. And finally, to wrap up our retailers, we've got Crystals in More and More, and they'll be heading to their very first Geelong show, and their first show with From Picture to Page for a while as well, and they specialise in all things shiny and bling, so I can't wait to see those in real life. We've got Jess Keeley Creatives with her gorgeous watercolour sets and prints and merchandise. We've got Books That Say for a really unique gift and just something that would be such a fun little project to have a play with. We've got Carol from Scrap Addicts with her scrapbooking supplies. We've got Steve with Paper Stop with his fantastic range of papers and hopefully some envelopes. We've got Taryn with Hop To It and Denise with Luscious Labels, and Denise has been sharing some gorgeous cutouts and bits and pieces that will be perfect for card making and art journaling, so I definitely know I want to get my hands on some of those. And finally, our catering team. Now, we've got a couple of different options for our catering. We've got savouries, which will include vegetarian and gluten-free options by our Paper Plate Cafe, which is being run by the Picture to Page team, and we've got coffee and sweets run by Coffee with Amore with Sharon. So that gives us 18 different retailers, a whole heap of classes, a whole heap of make and takes, demonstrations. It's just going to be a fantastic weekend. So as I said, make sure you're ready to head down to the Vines Road Community Centre on the 23rd and 24th of July. Tickets on sale now or available at the door as well. And of course, everyone gets a Picture to Page bag, and just come and have a fantastic day. Bring your masks with you and of course help us all to stay safe. Now, finally, this week's Papercraft Posse. So our Papercraft Posse is our online community that we keep in touch between shows and, of course, hopefully run into a few familiar faces at the show as well. So this week's shares, we had gorgeous cards from Heidi and Faye. Tracy made the most amazing 3D box cube thing, which was just amazing. We've got a few behind the scenes shots from the Picture Page headquarters, and of course we've had the retailers, the Peninsula Papercraft Boutique and Craft Zone, sharing what they're up to as well. So if you're not yet a member of the Papercraft Posse, do a quick Facebook search, simply answer 2 easy questions, and we would love to have you there. You can share what you've been working on, you can ask questions, you can reach out to retailers, and of course we can get together and catch up before the next show. So I think that is the main highlights for now. Dashes of inspiration. Come along to a craft show, get inspired, do some classes, do some make and takes, watch some demonstrations. Just take in all that creativity. You know, the From Picture to Page shows are so friendly. It really is finding your community, meeting like-minded people, and that's why we do it. We're there to nurture your creativity and create this community where we share our crafting and why it's so important to us. So we would really love to see you there at Geelong. Like I said, tickets are on sale or at the door. Any questions, pop them here in the comments or send me a message, and Jenny and myself will certainly get back to you as soon as we can. Now, if you have bought your tickets online, make sure you have them on your phone or you've downloaded them. Also, we've got the barcode to scan. Or if you're buying them at the door, make sure you bring your discount coupon that you would have got with your email. And if you don't have it yet, head over to our website and make sure you're on our email list at FromPictureToPageAndBeyond.com.au. And that is the place to go to get all the information on how to get to the Geelong show, to buy your tickets, who's doing classes, what the retailers are offering. It's just the place to be. So that is it for this week. I'm so looking forward to catching up with so many of you. Now, we won't be having another update next Monday because I'll be a bit tired, but we will do our very best to bring you some updates from the show. And we're looking forward to seeing you all very, very soon. So this is Michelle signing off. I hope you have a very crafty day.